Oh, that's so there. Oh, that's so there. All right. We are moving along slowly. Well, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the YouTube pod afterwards. Appreciate you guys coming to hang out with us a little bit. Playing some more Satisfactory this morning. At least carts are moving again somewhat. I just loaded the game in, so a lot of the carts aren't actually going yet. Takes a little bit for them to get woken up and get moving. All those are moving again. It's almost like the stop only allows like as soon as this guy leaves, he'll back out, and as soon as he starts moving, then like the next one just gets the word that it's okay that he can start moving.
I mean, if they are queuing, that's not a bad thing. Because then, you know...
Yeah, it's only a bad thing because I have like 30 of them trying to use the same station. It just means I need to, I'm wind up having to rethink this,
Yeah.
it definitely looks like they're few. Yeah, it looks like they're basically backed up to the spot before and just waiting. So they do have a queue system, which is okay, but means I have way too many cars in there. you know, blade. Right. Gotta find my irons. You might pull a few out, see if I can get things moving again. Carts out of there. See if it starts moving a little bit better. So the whole point of this is an experiment to see if we can do something silly. And it looks like, even though it definitely looks silly, and I like it, it may be a bit much. And the problem is with the queuing, it keeps them from running into each other, and that helps a lot. But I don't think they were doing this before. And as slow as this was going to be, this is going to be much slower. It may just need a little bit of time to get sorted out so that they can kind of figure out what their spacing needs to be. The other problem is because the way the stations work, I have to have the paths pretty well intertwined and mixed up, and I kind of did that on purpose to create chaos. It both helps and hinders this may need to change my my because the problem is they're just I need them to run closer together, or I might end up having to bring a couple of stations up here. Yeah, they're almost like they turn the collision detection way up, and if they're gonna collide, they just stop and wait for the other vehicle to get out of their way first. So instead of them running into each other and stopping and then doing the phasing thing, they're like, oh, somebody's gonna cross in front of me, well, let me just stop and wait for until the way's clear, because these are the copper guys coming in, and you see they're just stopped waiting. So yeah, they're just all stopped. So the it's backing everything up, and even though it's not a super big thing, because I'm not expecting a massive amount of throughput through here, it's going to cause problems for us to try to do what we're trying to do, because we're not going to get any throughput. Like, yeah, there's no wire here, because all the wires basically being stifled because the way they're crossing each other.
That sucks. So I guess the first order of the day will be tractors then?
It's either gonna have to do that, or because the problem is with them only moving one one box at a time, I'm having to put in more of them. But you see, like, these guys are backed up all the way up the thing, and what they're doing is you see them just queuing all the way up. But like where the copper and the iron cross right here, they're just stopping and not going. So that causes it to back up even more. So if I had like just one guy here, it wouldn't be bad. But because we have so many of them, it's artificially causing problems. So the issue we're going to run into is, as much as we wanted to do cars or do trucks and vehicles, I'm starting to wonder if it's going to, because this is a problem we're going to have later with the trucks, the tractors, or whatever we try to use.
I mean, it won't be so bad with trucks and tractors because we're not going to have so many of the same vehicle. What we will need to do is make sure that we have enough points clear so they don't cross, on each side of the thing.
Yeah. Like out here, it's not.
Wow, brain.
What's that?
I'm sitting here looking at this UI, thinking, why do I only have 3 rows of slots here? Why don't I have 4? Because 3 times 4 is not 16.
Yeah.
It's amazing how much of a difference that makes.
I really wanted factory cards because I thought it'd be funny. Yeah, so the problem is you'll see, like, so that one guy, and they take so long sometimes to come out, that instead of it going like, as soon as one of them gets clear of the station, the next one doesn't start moving until it gets to the next point. So that point has to be completely clear before anybody comes in, and then they do this weird thing where they back up and they go really slow, and it takes forever for them to get to the next point. Yeah, and then he's just gonna sit there. So now, instead of them running into each other, if they're going to run into another one, they just stop.
I mean, we'll have to see what the tractors and trucks do. Maybe they operate differently, or...
Okay, good. They'll at least run over you if you stand in their way.
So they're all going to the same station, right?
Yeah, here they are, but they're not even.
Yeah, but they might not try to phase through each other to get to their destination if their destination's in use.
No. So this truck here is going to that station over there, and nobody's in front of him, but this guy's gonna cross in front of him, so now he's stuck. So he won't go.
Okay.
So this cart right here is going to that station over there, so there's nobody at the station in front of him, and he's just sitting there waiting for things to cross in front of him. He's basically just stuck at a stoplight, waiting for...
Just hop in and out of the cart and make sure it is actually running.
Oh, I just watched it. Yeah, there it goes. It's now that one moved out of his way. He's going now, and this one's sitting here just waiting. It's like they're the path, like somebody's crossing in front of him, so he doesn't want to go until it's his turn to go. So it's artificially slowing everything down. And then, like with the copper crossing the iron twice, it's wreaking havoc.
I promise I will be done soon.
Fortunately, I think this I might have to go back to belts in here.
Well, as I said, let's give tractors a try and see if they operate differently.
How you doing this morning, Evie? Or she goes straight to lurk mode again. He went straight to lurk mode again. He just likes coming in and growling at us and then leaving.
Alright, I just gotta update a bunch of random numbers on a GUI screen, and then I have got everything I was trying to get done, and I'll be in game.
So it looks like it, as long as they only have like 3 or 4 of them and they're not crossing paths, they're okay. But as soon as we start mixing and matching, it gets bad.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another problem.
Oh?
You can't use trucks or tractors
Why not?
because they need fuel.
I mean, that's not a problem. We just supply fuel.
Yeah, but then I have to either, in order for, then I have to have a belt of fuel running through the entire factory, which in and of itself isn't a problem. But the whole point
we have multiple coal nodes, and I've mapped a few out. We could just start pulling in more coal nodes and have a separate coal node provide fuel to that end. Have a station underneath the platform and
yeah, but then either I have to, at some point I have to have a belt that runs all over the factory.
Well, put it under the floor. I'm still dead set on vehicles. Like, I saw something on the Satisfactory Reddit I wish we'd thought of doing, which was building a giant long highway up the middle of the of our space, and building the factories with their front doors on that road.
Yeah.
That would have been a smart way to organize things. Hindsight sucks.
Well, at this point, it's I've got to figure out a way to get these things to play nicer.
Yeah.
So I need to clear these things up a bit, and like even I think this coal's got to change too.
Collecting all the carts, are we?
Yeah, I gotta rethink this. which is going to cause a mess a little bit when I have to get all the damn or clean all the garbage out of these things. So I think what I might end up having to do is have to run a station upstairs for iron. Like basically take and run a thing upstairs so that the iron has a place to go, or another station upstairs for that. And kind of, instead of using the ramp, using belts to move stuff around. Because the issue is, so I know we could pipe fuel all the way through the thing, but the problem is then at some point I have belts going throughout the entire factory to run it, and the whole point is I didn't want belts all over the running all over the factory, right?
Yeah.
So that's, would it work? Sure. But I don't want belts all over the place.
Okay, close that. Delete that. Oh yeah, you're gonna have to let me out of the pipes.
Be more specific than that.
because yeah.
Mr. 18, how you doing this morning?
I crashed.
Is it not do anything if you like try to push forward or anything?
I didn't get in game. I crashed.
Now you're just standing in the middle of the sky.
Yeah, that's because I crashed. Oh, I can build the pipe. I just gotta manage to get in game first. I believe I've crashed. I have crashed.
Try this crash so it works out.
I'm just gonna verify my files. Because otherwise, I might sit here for 5 or 10 minutes just connecting, crashing, sending the reports. That way I can be sure that...
The best way to get up here, get up there and murder you.
Oh no, don't worry about it. Murdering me won't help. It's not where I am that's the problem. The game is having a broken. Just... As I said, I'm probably going to join 5 or 10 minutes so I can keep reporting the crash.
Okay.
And then, if at that point I haven't managed to join, I will probably just keep working on the shelf. So, we might have a busted experimental build for a bit. So, oh, it might be worth you rewiring the hub one to go past me somehow.
It's fine. I'll jump through it over here for now. I need to go. Actually, no, I need to go to the hub.
Yeah. So just
It's fine. I got to figure it out. So, like I said, we are in the experimental mode. It's early access. It is, we're trying to push the game and do stupid things with it. So,
and as with experimental, there's unexpected bugs as they've changed a lot of things since update 6, and well, unfortunately, it is frustrating, and, it's just something you deal with a unfinished game. Because this game has not reached 1.0, and expecting it to be 100% polished is unreasonable. And... locked. Frozen, and dead. Send and restart. I figure if I create a few of these bug reports, they might do something about it. Or at least it might improve my chances of them seeing the error. I'm also going to try turning my network quality up to medium. Because if I can get back to a state where I'm missing things visually, then at least I know I'm connected. That's another crash. Hit restart again. This is probably the last time I'm gonna start, crash, and send.
Why did all the carts go from there to over here? All the carts went back to where they were. Because they all went like they're on their old paths.
Apparently, as of an hour ago, they've updated their staging build of Satisfactory, so they might be working on a patch as we speak. Well, I mean, it's coffee saying they are working on a patch, but you know.
Yeah.
I don't know why the carts would have moved. Unless it's got to do with me joining and it getting really confused about the state.
Only thing I can think of.
I mean, unless you want to quickly set your network quality to medium and quickly reload the save, and just we see if that assists at all with this. But I am pretty certain that I am not going to be getting in-game today.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think that's kind of where we're at.
And who knows, maybe we'll be lucky and the patch will come out in the next couple of minutes and we'll be,
Yeah, but the odds of it fixing your problem, I don't have high hopes for.
Oh.
It may fix the
Oh, it's a good thing we're not trying to do trains yet. So I'm reading through the Satisfactory Discord's Satisfactory Experimental channel. Apparently rail is unbuildable at the moment.
Oh, good.
It looks like this is not just limited to us. There's...
Yeah, I think they've broken quite a bit of stuff, unfortunately.
Hey, really freaking dumb idea. Can you go to the blueprint designers and clear them all? Because I'm wondering if it's having trouble with those, not quite normal blueprints.
All right.
All right, let's see what this does.
That was weird. The last one was empty, and it still allowed me to clear it.
Yeah, a lot of people are having conveyors break and crash. Nah, looks like I've frozen. Alright. Yeah, that was a crash. Alright, well. Yeah, everyone's having the, yeah, it's the same error. Someone's posted a screenshot of there, and people are like, yep, that's the one.
Which one? Is it the
crash I'm getting? So all servers are fine. It's just clients that are, So, yeah, it's... Well, let's hope the staging patch, whatever it is, helps. On the bright side, I guess I'm going to get this shelf done today. To be fair, I was going to get it done today anyway, but
yeah.
Now I'll get it done more today.
Well, I just, at this point, I don't know if I want to keep banging my head against the wall today. Because obviously getting frustrated with stuff isn't helping.
Well...
And I don't...
Alright, well, rather than continue with it, just let the factory run, and why don't we spend a bit then discussing what potential plan we have for moving forward with it, because...
Well, the issue is I need to figure out, obviously, with the carts, like, I want to be able to get the carts going, but I need to, obviously, not have the carts reset on me. Which is fine. Like I said, it's experimental. I don't want to crap on the game because it's experimental. Like they're working on it. And I'm trying to do stuff that I really shouldn't do, because you shouldn't run an entire factory with factory carts carrying stuff around. My issue is I need to figure out. I'm gonna have to plan the factories out a lot better to allow them to, the factory carts to not cross each other.
So would that mean rebuilding that whole factory effectively?
Yeah.
Alright. So the reason I wanted to pose that question is, so roads are easy for me to rip up and redo, especially with Zoop, so that's not a problem. Do we want to fundamentally rethink how we lay out our setups?
Well, the issue is I need to build.
I know, but I mean, like, I'm also meant, at the moment we've got a long ass road, and the front of this really isn't set up that if we wanted to, say, extend it all the way across the desert and then have additional factories branching off.
So here's my worry. With the way this change is made, any advantage whatsoever that we would have had from using our vehicles is now destroyed.
Well, no. So they couldn't multi-unload and load and unload before, as far as I'm aware. It didn't work
Yeah,
well as tractors locked and unlocked the
but what I'm saying is that with a train, yeah, everything's going to stack up with a train the same way, but you're going to get a lot more throughput out of it. With the
well, no,
cars,
the truck has a larger inventory.
well, not if I set up 10 trains.
Well,
But what
yeah,
I'm
but you could
saying,
also set up 10 trucks.
yeah. But what I'm saying is that with the car or the trucks getting stuck behind each other in the line, the whole road idea is going to cause issues. So what I'm worried about is that the issues I just had with the factory carts obviously is way amplified. So in order to do this, we have to completely rethink what we're doing. The issue is I can't have the lines for different materials cross each other. So in order for us to do it, we literally would have to start at the end of the factory and set the factory up specifically to do what we're trying to do. If that makes sense. Because if in order for us to be able to get through throughput of being able to have 10 trucks, I can't have 10 trucks bringing iron in and 10 trucks bringing copper in if they cross each other, because they're going to basically choke each other out.
So, from what I understand of how you've explained how it works, and all that, all we need to do is make sure that we have a good number of little blue triangles after all the it leaves the road before it gets to the station, which means we just drive slower at the end to generate more nodes, so that it can queue up much tighter at the end, so that it can get closer to the station with the tighter nodes and further away from any intersection. Yeah, we do need to plan it better. We've never really planned the factories out in the first place. But, I mean, you have to a degree. Me, never. But, from what I can tell, from what you said, all we'd have to do is just, as I said, have a couple of extra, spaces between, foundation spaces between the stop and where, anything merges, and just drive slow in the last leg.
So it's doable. I'm not saying it's not doable, but we're gonna hamstring ourselves. It's almost like, because what was happening before is if they would bump into each other, they would ghost and then go ghost across and then kind of continue on, so they didn't really slow down. Now they're just stopping. So the problem is if at any point you get to an intersection and the other car is going across it, so we basically have to set up where there's no intersections. And even then, if you have like the way you have your roadway set up, them if just getting behind each other, they start getting freaking backed up.
Right, so long as we're keeping them moving, and they're constantly going through, they should just resolve that to themselves by, if one's pulls into an intersection for the other, then the other one at the intersection is going to wait a minute till the next node's clear. But
Mr. Story, how you doing this morning? Sorry, we're lost in discussion.
Worst case scenario, the vehicles obey traffic laws. We just have to, as I said, do the routes a bit better than we do.
But that was the issue, is that yes, they obey traffic laws to an extent, right? So we had the one that came up, but with what we were having a problem with is that, so imagine pulling up to a stop sign, right? And you pull up to your stop sign, and there's people on your right, but there's 4 cars on your right that are stopped at that stop sign. So the cart pulled up to the stop sign and stopped, and when it did, it waited for all 4 of those cars to proceed across in front of it before it went through the intersection, even though the other side of the intersection was clear for it. So anytime these things hit a backup, it's like they cue themselves, and it's hard to describe, and I see what it is. So the problem is we have to basically build it so we're gonna have to basically treat them like almost like the robots in Fortress Craft. So it's we can do it, but it's gonna take some massive designing, and we're gonna be using ridiculous amounts of space. And then that was the other problem too, is that
agree.
Well, no, because the other issue you have is, like, especially with the carts, like, they don't only unload or load like at where you tell them to. If they travel through another freaking truck stop, they start unloading into other places. They're doing really weird stuff.
Well, I mean, okay, yeah, we do need to space our truck stops properly. If we don't do that, we really should.
Yeah.
But all we need to do is remember how big the box actually is, and then really freaking carefully put the route in. I mean, based on everything I've seen, I still think it's just a case of we don't put truck stations right next to each other so we avoid obvious gotchas. And just more careful routes and making sure we get as many goddamn little triangles in that last section as possible so they queue up better if they're going to.
Yeah.
And have them queue up outside of intersections.
I completely understand, and I agree with you. I'm just telling you that the idea of using the factory carts, I think, may be dead.
That's fine, I mean...
because I need way too many of them in here to do it. Then the other problem is then if I move to tractors or explorers or something else to move stuff around in here, like having stuff move around in here with truck, right? I now have to go from being able to basically have the cart run around in it, basically the carts I can almost run 2 of them in a single block, right? Now with a tractor I have to run I have to widen all my paths and trying to get them to go in and out with my truck. Yeah, because there's basically, in order for a truck, I have to basically double the width. Or for a tractor, anyway. Because, yeah, so it's like, there's no way... There's no way I can have this thing anywhere near this close. Like, being able to stack them this close together, it's not going to happen. So thereby, it's what I'm looking at is as we start adding stuff in, we're now going to cause this factory to be so large that using a blueprint is now almost going to be a problem. Because trying to make stuff fairly compact and trying to put stuff in is going to cause problems in and of itself. We're trying to get enough inputs and outputs in and out, because this is only 2 inputs. So once we get to manufacturers where we're using 4 inputs, or we get to is there things that use more than 4 inputs?
Oh, 4 is the max. Thank God.
So, but at that point, you're talking about for 4 inputs, even if I like use the sides or something like that, we're still talking about a massive factory to get stuff in and out of, or a massive footprint to be able to use trucks just to use vehicles, at least for inside of the factory. Now, it doesn't say we can't use stuff, obviously deliver the raw iron and stuff to the factory, but I think using cars inside of the factory may be dead.
All right, well,
like I don't want to give up on it, because I have like 1,500 factory carts, and it's glorious, but I don't see a way to get it to work. Because it's one of those things. At that point, I'm literally creating a problem to solve it, and I was already doing that when I was trying to use the factory carts. But I thought that would be funny to do, and it would be funny to do, and have them cross and run in together, and that was the whole point, was to have them run into each other and knock each other over, and have them stand up and ghost themselves and flip across the map and things like that. But they're not doing that now. So now they're just being stable, and at that point, carrying one at a time isn't, or one stack at a time isn't helpful. So I don't know what the correct answer is, but I'm pretty sure the path I was going on is not it.
Alright, well, in slightly more positive news, there has been satisfactory tweets, including but not limited to, apparently Twitter wants to be a pain in the fucking ass and not show me the actual tweets.
That's Twitter's, Twitter is rapidly turning into it's rapidly turning into a business. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it
Yeah.
yeah, it's good old Elon is doing what he can to make sure he's just trying to stir controversy to try to get to profit. Which means that I'm pretty sure it's going to get a lot more ad friendly soon.
Oh,
which
absolutely.
is fine. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not. I understand. It's got to make money, right? Like, nobody spends $44 billion on something and then just wants to just pour money into it. Like, if I bought something for $44 billion, you better expect that I expect money out of it the next day. It needs to start paying me that money back quickly.
To be entirely reasonable, though, no one should reasonably spend, what was it, 44 billion or billion?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
On a sinking ship.
Yeah.
Let's face it, Twitter was not profitable.
No, what happened was he just was running his mouth saying how he could do better than other people, and
yeah, it just fucking ego took over. I know.
It's and that's seriously what it was. Is he was basically running his mouth and wanted to say how he could have done so much better, and then it escalated. The next thing you know, he's paying a bunch of money to and then tried to back out of it. So, but it is what it is. I just sit back, eat my popcorn, watch it because the shit's hilarious.
Well.
Yeah, to be fair though, like if I was if I had that much money where I could literally just throw around $44 billion like it was $4,400, then yeah, I don't think I would have thrown it at Twitter. I'm sure there's a couple of things out there that he could have bought for that much money, in like the social media space or something like that would have done better. Hell, you'd been better off buying. Well, you would have never bought TikTok because that's owned by the Chinese government. But
yeah.
Hell, at this rate, he could have probably bought Facebook for that.
Yeah. Alright, time to do multiplayer testing.
Say, hell, the way Twitch is going, you may have been able to buy it for that much. I don't know what Twitch is valued at right now, but I'm pretty sure Amazon wishes they hadn't bought it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. You know, it's kind of weird having two copies of the same game world. I forgot to implement that. Oops.
And I guess some stuff cleared up down here.
Copy that. So one fun bug with Minecraft. Oh no, Minecraft have bugs. Shock all. Is if you forget to add the handler for control clicking and shift clicking, the game just straight up locks up.
Hey!
No elegant crash. No handling it. It just dies. And sits there at 100% CPU usage.
Yeah, it's helpful.
Yeah. So there's 27 inventory. And then 9 hotbar.
take all the stuff that we've been producing and just ram it to a shredder. It'll be all right. Archer. It's gonna take a minute. Alright, so we'll get all this stuff pulled out of here, which is going to take me a minute. I got to step back and rethink about what I've done and how to do it. Run around. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna take off a little bit, or take off a little bit earlier today. It's gonna be a lot of me just trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing with the factory, and no sense in just dragging this out and me being indecisive and not knowing what the hell I'm doing. So we're gonna step back. We're gonna regroup. We'll see if the new patch, if there's a new patch today, if it fixes anything, and then kind of cross the bridge when we get there. Before I rip everything out, I want to give it a chance to kind of figure out what the hell's going on, and then I'm gonna let this stuff run, because worst case scenario, we just get a bunch more tickets from it, and we can always use more tickets. But we're going to go ahead and do that, and then we'll holler at you guys tomorrow. Y'all be safe. Talk to y'all soon.